Joining me for that is, well then, the question is Nigeria ready for this transition? Ayodele Oni, Chair for Energy and Natural Resources Practice Group at Bloomfield Law Practice, joins me for this discussion. Ayodele, thank you for joining us today. Let's get right to it. As you know, the big oil companies a number of them have put out their net zero carbon emission targets or ambitions. And of course, we're all seeing that global shift away from fossil fuels. But then talking about Africa, especially for a country like Nigeria, the Senate President recently said that we should expect the petroleum industry bill to be passed before the end of this month. So it would appear that on a large-scale investment basis, we're just beginning to get started into this phase of bringing in more investment, still around fossil fuels. Do we have a document? Do we have a plan to join this race for zero emissions, even while we're still, harnessing our fossil fuel resources?
Okay, we don't necessarily have a document. Interestingly, the PIB doesn't even speak to energy transition. It's mostly fossil fuels, hydrocarbons. But that does make sense, because I will think the push for net zero is by the IEA and mostly the first world. And a lot of African countries, including Nigeria, have a lot of hydrocarbons. And with our hydrocarbons, we can provide jobs, we can do much more. Now, there's a gradual shift in Nigeria instead towards gas. So gas is our own transition fuel. It's cleaner. It's not decarbonized, but it's cleaner. And I think it wouldn't be altruistic for the world to say everyone should move to net zero or have complete energy transition by 2050. It's not feasible. It's not fair, considering that even much of the Western world developed using fossil fuels. In fact, the US achieved industrialization using coal. So I'm not sure it's something we necessarily want to jump into. We will join the bandwagon, we'll do it, but we should do it at our own